Hello, word listeners. Welcome. I'm Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me for another exciting episode dedicated to expanding your English vocabulary. Today, we're diving deep into the adverb closely, a word you'll hear and use frequently at the B2 level. So, what exactly does closely mean? Well, it essentially means in a near or careful way. Think about it as doing something with attention to detail or being physically near something. We use closely when we want to emphasize the nearness, accuracy, or intensity of an action or relationship. For instance, you might say the detective studied the evidence closely, meaning he examined it with great care. Now, let's explore some synonyms that capture similar meanings. One is carefully. For example, drive carefully on icy roads. Another is attentively. We can say, she listened attentively to the speaker. Then there's intimately, suggesting a close personal relationship. They are intimately involved in the project. You could also use nearly in certain contexts. For example, the two houses are built nearly touching each other. Finally, thoroughly works well when referring to examination. He checked the documents thoroughly. It's important to note that the best synonym to use depends on the specific context. Now, let's flip the coin and look at some antonyms, words with opposite meanings. One obvious antonym is distantly, signifying the opposite of nearness. For example, she stood distantly from the crowd. Another is carelessly, implying a lack of attention. He treated the fragile vase carelessly. Then there's inattentively, which also suggests a lack of focus. We can say, the student listened inattentively during the lecture. Another useful antonym is loosely. For example, the rope was tied loosely around the package. And finally, remotely can indicate something is not nearby. The island is located remotely from the mainland. Understanding antonyms helps you grasp the nuances of a word like closely even better. So how can you use closely in everyday life? Well, you can say, I work closely with my colleagues on this project to indicate a strong working relationship. Or, watch the children closely near the swimming pool to emphasize the need for vigilance. You might hear someone say, pay closely attention to what I'm about to say, stressing the importance of what follows. Another common expression is keep a close watch on. For example, keep a close watch on your belongings. We can also use closely in more abstract ways. For instance, the election results will be closely watched, meaning people will be paying very careful attention to the outcome. Here are some more usage examples to solidify your understanding. The scientists are working closely to develop a new vaccine. She followed the recipe closely, and the cake turned out perfectly. The two companies are closely linked. The police are investigating the crime closely. He held the baby closely to his chest. I am closely related to him. They lived closely together for many years. Read the instructions closely before assembling the furniture. The teacher monitored the students closely during the exam. The doctor examined the patient closely. We are following developments closely. We are closely monitoring the situation. The two countries cooperate closely on defense matters. The details of the agreement were discussed closely. The financial markets are being watched closely. This issue is closely related to climate change. The success of the project depends closely on teamwork. She resembled her mother closely. The borders are guarded closely. The museum protects its artifacts closely. So, there you have it. We've explored the meaning of closely, examined its synonyms like carefully and attentively, and contrasted it with antonyms such as distantly and carelessly. We've also looked at how you can use it in everyday conversations and in various sentences. I hope this episode has helped you understand the word closely a little bit better. Thank you for tuning in to Hello Word. Now, before you go, I have a small request. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support really helps others find our show, and it motivates me to keep creating these episodes for you. And here's a little challenge for you. Try to create your own sentence using the word closely and share it as a comment under this episode. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring the wonderful world of words.